What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Men the Podcast. I am your host, Jacob Hale, and as you can see, we're taking our podcast on the road. We're at the Taste of St. Louis Festival. We're going to be walking around talking to small businesses and really getting a taste of kind of what their trials were in starting the business, what was their purpose in it all, and the community factor with everything. And with that being said, I have a mic, we have a camera. Let's go ahead and do some interviews. Just to start this off, go ahead and let everyone know your name, the business that you're representing, and then of course where you guys are located at.
Okay, so my name is Jasmine Walker. Business is Yummy Sweet Cakes. And right now we don't have a brick and mortar, so we're online and we deliver all over St. Louis, and we also have a few restaurants that we supply wholesale also.
Awesome. Yeah. What's the name of the website?
So our website is www.yummysweetcakes.shop. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I've actually been seeing that a lot more, how it's not a traditional brick and mortar like it used to be, and it's more of these online orders and stuff. Do you think that's kind of like the future of small businesses here, just because of cost and upkeep and everything?
So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is cost. You got the overhead for, operating the brick and mortar, and then you also have like all the material and the ingredients, all that stuff is skyrocketing. I remember, I think sometime last year, like we do cheesecake, so cream cheese almost double, or there was a shortage. So I'm not sure what was going on. So that became kind of a challenge for us. But I've been seeing that a lot of businesses have been switching to like more so e-commerce to also be able to tap into like a nationwide market. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, talking about you and kind of your story, I guess what's the origin of Yummy Sweet Cakes here? What kind of how did this all start here?
Okay, so I always love this question. So I started Yummy Sweet Cakes in high school, and it all started because me growing up, my dad, he's a business owner, and he does contracting and build houses and things like that. So I always grew up watching him run his business. So I kind of grew up with a business mentality, but it wasn't until, I want to say going to the Cheesecake Factory. I wanted a cheesecake and my mom told me no. She told me no because cheesecake it's like an expensive delicacy item. So with my can-do mentality, I set upon myself to just go and make it myself. So I started making it, and then in high school, all my friends, classmates, I even had teachers, they were my test tasters. And before that, I'm like, you know what, I can start selling this stuff. So I started selling it in high school, and literally the business just took off since then. And that was back in 2008, and I've been making cheesecakes ever since then.
Wow.
Yep.
That is amazing. Well, I mean, Cheesecake Factory, everything starts with the Cheesecake Factory. Hey, all I gotta say is when I was growing up, that was considered a fancy restaurant. All right. When we went to the Cheesecake Factory, there's something important happened. There was a graduation or something going on. But thinking about small businesses, one thing that never gets talked about is how hard it is to maintain a small business. You're the CEO / employee / maintenance / marketing manager. Like you do everything, right? You do everything. And then, what I always like to say with a typical 9-to-5 job, most of the time you just have your role, maybe a couple other things, but it's like you do your 8 hours and then you can kind of just turn it off, right? When you're in a small business, you're almost always on the clock, right? You can do a 12, even right now, going out here, you did a 12-hour day yesterday, and even after that, you still have to make sure stock everything appropriately, everything's nice and all that. But what would you say through all your time running this business, what would you say was the most challenging experience that you have, and how were you able to overcome it?
Okay, so I would say the most challenging, which you might hear this a lot, COVID. COVID, that really was a challenge. So we were doing our cheesecakes, we were selling it as whole cheesecakes, but you know, with everything shutting down, you know, we didn't have anyone coming to us, so we kind of took a pause. But I would say that the beauty with business, you always are trying to strategize and things like that to see how can I be better, how can I grow my business better. So that's honestly how we came up with cheesecake slices, selling cheesecakes by the slice. And with that, you know, we was like, you know what, if we're stuck at home or people are stuck at home, why don't we just deliver and not have that contact with customers? So that was our way of overcoming our challenge, the big challenge of COVID, that we started selling slices and delivering it right to the door, where we're literally placing it on the doorstep and leaving it, you know, so the customer could then come out and grab their cheesecake. So that was our way of kind of overturning that, and we sell the most of cheesecake slices now. So
wow. So DoorDash dessert. Okay. Hey, just think about that. Well, the most fun thing about this, and why we even want to do this in the first place, is that, you know, people don't think about the community aspect of a small business. That's where you really build those connections and make those memories. You know, even for me, when I was a kid, I think about all the small businesses that I used to go to as a kid. And then those people, on the other hand, watching me grow up to then go to college and do everything that I'm doing now. You know, it's such an underrated human experience that we all have the privilege of being a part of. Top of that, you know, small businesses are definitely the backbone of the country, and definitely in St. Louis. There is not a lot of chain restaurants like a Chicago or other places. There's a whole lot of mom and pop shops here, which I think is awesome, particularly for you. And you can think of this as moving forward, or maybe right now. You know, what do you think is the community aspect that you have been able to provide for your customers and really for your community as a whole?
Okay, so I would say in terms of me with the community, I always look at it like we don't just sell cheesecake, we actually build relationships. So I don't want to sell, I never would like to sell a cheesecake and like, okay, well, you know, thank you for the sale. I always try to interact with my family. I don't even really consider them customers, my family, because I want to get to know them. You know, I want to build the relationship with them so they can come back and I can check in and see how they're doing. But in terms of also helping with the community, we do a lot of events like this where we're interacting with the community. And then we also do a lot of give backs. We're always giving complimentary desserts to people at the hospital or firemen and different businesses and things like that, you know, to kind of give back and show our love for our community, St. Louis, Missouri. So,
that is amazing. That is awesome. I've never even heard of that before, but I mean, if I was sick in the hospital, I would definitely like some cheesecake, I'll be honest. But wow, I'm very happy for you. I wish nothing for the best for your business.
Thank you.
You know, before we close this out, go ahead again, let everyone know kind of the name of the business and then the website where they can find you at and all your stuff.
Okay, so Yummy Sweet Cakes, our website is www.yummysweetcakes.shop. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, Yummy Sweet Cakes. And then you can also find us in Restaurant Jerk Unlimited. They're located on Cherokee. And then BB's Bake Shop. She's a cookie shop that's in Shackleford in North County.
There you go. Go ahead. Let's make sure we get this in the frame. Make sure people know. Get a little bit of that. Go ahead and follow them in here. Buy a cheesecake. Okay, so start this off. Go ahead, let everyone know your name of your business, and then of course where they can find you.
Yep, my name is Brandy Maddock, and we are Sabroso Cocina Mexicana. We have 2 locations now, one in St. Anne and one in Maplewood. That one just opened this week.
Awesome.
St. Anne's been there since 2021. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I guess we could start with kind of your origin. What kind of got you into wanting to start a business and really grow it to where it is now? I don't know if you took a nice cooking class.
Well,
it just happened, or
I have done a lot of things. I did go to culinary school.
Okay.
I always worked in restaurants, and I went to culinary school.
Yeah.
Then ended up having a baby, stayed home,
Typical.
and decided to go to nursing school. So I'm also a nurse, but everybody else in my family is still restaurant family.
Yeah.
So, and I decided to start the business for them. Because I knew that one day I was not going to want to clock in on someone else's clock anymore, and I didn't want my family to have to rely on that either. So, but the real reason is I've always thought of my mission in life more like a ministry. I think of Sabroso as a ministry that helps the community. I use my nursing skills to help people however they come into the restaurant, not just with food, but whatever it is they're needing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we have family, nieces, nephews, daughters, everybody.
Wow. I have never thought of it like that. As a ministry. It makes sense though.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting. I'm gonna think about that one.
So when I used to work at DePaul in the ER.
Okay.
So that was pretty crazy, and I got to working in the behavioral health section.
Yeah.
For most of my time there, and I just really saw the need just to connect with people and make sure they know that they do matter and what they need matters. And if they're hungry, of course I'm going to give them some food, but if they need me to just sit there and listen, or they need some resources, sure, that's what we're about.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, why I really enjoy small businesses and why we really wanted to do it, of course, was because of the community aspect like that, right? Of coming in. I mean, even me as a kid, I remember the small businesses that I used to go into growing up, and it's so interesting when they watch you grow up into the person that you end up becoming, and then vice versa. When you go back there and obviously they have great food, but just the people and connecting with them, knowing about their story, that's the human experience.
Yep.
And that's something I feel like that's lacking in society today. It's just the general human experience. And hearing a story like that is amazing. It's not like you had to do this, but you felt like, or let me take that back. It's not like you were forced to do it, but you felt like you had to do it, right? And that speaks volume. And and I like to think it shows up for to have all this at this point.
Yeah.
But talking about the challenges, and you said you started in 2020, so I imagine you have a story here, but what would you say was your biggest challenge in running this small business and getting it off the ground?
Well, first of all, I'm not a business person, so I just use all of my skills that I have acquired over the years to teach myself how to start the LLC, how to apply for the licenses, how to manage money the best way I know how. And now since we have the second location, I'm starting to understand more the business aspect of it, and I'm willing to let go of some of that control.
Yeah.
So I've hired more people to do that for me so that I can focus on the community aspect of it.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just learning how to run a business. But as far as the whole restaurant itself, just getting the word out, that was where a lot of our challenges were. And thank God for Facebook and Instagram, because that's where it all happened.
Absolutely. Yeah, social media has been such a powerful tool. I will say that's one thing that people never understand about small businesses versus a typical 9 to 5. It's that 9 to 5, once you clock out, you can kind of just turn that off, right? And just go enjoy the rest of your day or whatever. But when you're a small business owner, I call it being a slasher. I didn't come up with this. Shout out to Jordan, one of my good friends. He came up with this, but he calls it being a slasher. So you're a CEO slash employee slash content manager slash HR.
Yep.
Like you got to do it all, right?
Yep.
And it's not a turn on, turn off. It's all day, every day.
That's you go to sleep thinking about it,
yeah.
you wake up thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the great things why I enjoy talking to small businesses, talking to you guys and really doing this is really just the community aspect. We talked earlier about the human experience of just having these personal relationships and everything. You mentioned that a lot. Would you say that's really like your big end goal with all of this? Is obviously giving people great food, but really just showing out that hospitality, that loving and care. Some of the same elements that you had to do with nursing as well, but do you feel like that's kind of your mission statement here and that's what gets you going?
For sure. In the back of my mind, I always have Sabroso Gives Back because, so in my nursing career, I'm a sub for a school district. Mm-hmm. And so I see kids that don't have enough food the night before. They forgot to eat breakfast. They don't have the right clothes, you know, all that stuff. So that is my end goal, is to, I would really like to someday have like a clinic, some sort of resource, you know, community center.
Yeah.
And so I figured I need funds, people need food. Mm-hmm. So eventually it's all going to work out, you know?
Yeah.
We've done a lot of like toy drives, food drives, things like that. But I plan on doing so the school district I worked for is going to all uniforms, which is a big deal. So that's my next project, is a uniform collection. Uniform collection? Yeah.
Well, I wish nothing but the best for that and everything that you have going on. That is amazing, you know, to take the oldest that not only are you going to give good food, but you're also going to give back when you can. You know, that really speaks to your character and really speaks to why the business is so successful now and continues to be successful. Yeah. So I have nothing but respect for you, your great staff. They don't see it on the camera, but your staff has been here the whole time, cheering us on in the background. You know, it's very supportive. I love to see that. That, again, it's the human experience. That's what this is all about, you know, just finding your little piece of paradise and making this work for you and then giving out to others. So
right. Yeah, it can be paradise because you have to make it that way. You can make it hell or you can make it paradise. And so every day you have to make that choice.
Yep. Pressure make diamonds.
That's right.
As we close it out again, this has been amazing. I appreciate you taking the time out here. Go ahead and let everyone know social media handles where they can find you, where your location is again.
So St. Anne is the first location. It's at 11146 Old St. Charles Road, not St. Charles Rock Road. Old St. Charles right there.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
And then the new one is in Maplewood, 2726 Sutton Boulevard. And that's right in the heart of the downtown Maplewood that's popping up.
Okay.
And Sabroso, Carla, what is
Sabroso STL on Instagram.
Sabroso STL on Instagram.
Sabroso STL. Okay, we're gonna have to cut that. We're gonna have to start all over because you looked at it. No, but Sabroso STL.
Yeah, that's Instagram, and then
Facebook is the whole thing.
Sabroso Cocina Mexicana.
Okay.
Is Facebook.
And then the Maplewood just has Maplewood.
Right.
All right, sounds good. All right, so we just finished all the interviews. First thing I want to say, I want to give a thanks to the Taste of St. Louis for hosting this event, allowing all of these small restaurants and businesses to come here and showcase what they have for us. Another thing I want to do for you, the fan, I want you guys comment down below. Let us know what other restaurants in the St. Louis area you want us to go talk to, sit down and have an interview with. This was a lot of fun and we talked to some amazing people, so we have no worries of keeping this going. So let us know in the comments down below who we should talk to next.